Stugotz here for Upside.com. I've been talking a lot about Upside.com, telling you it will save your company big on business travel and that you'll get a big gift card every trip you buy. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, in less than 2 minutes, they gave me a few awesome choices on United and American for flights to Chicago that work for me and a bunch of big-name hotels. The first option got me a $200 gift card and saved the company nearly $400. Then they showed me options for a flight an hour earlier or a stay at the same kind of hotel down the block. I'd get even more in gift cards, and the trip cost the company even less. Taking a business trip? You'd be crazy not to use Upside. Upside's the real deal. Got me a gift card for $200. Trust me, go to Upside.com today. Plus, when you use promo code Dan, you are guaranteed to get at least a $100 Amazon gift card your first trip. That's code Dan to get a $100 gift card free. Save big on travel and get a big gift card every trip. See what your next trip is worth today. Upside.com. That's Upside.com. Minimum purchase required. See site for complete details.
Dan Le Batard.
Yanni Adebabumbo.
Stugotz.
Giannis Adebabumbo.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Mike, why are we playing this song?
This song's great.
Yes, but why are we playing this song?
That's a song that I dedicate to Roy. Chris, Cody, and I sing that song to Roy. It's going to be our new Friday thing. Here for a good time.
Okay, I think you played this song because you think Jared Allen likes this song. This is the type of music.
I mean,
yeah,
it'd be on brand, and right. Jared Allen's always here for a good time.
It's George Strait. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jared Allen, who joins us in the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Did you like that song?
Oh, if you don't like George Strait, you're not American.
Okay. I guess Mike and Roy were right. Okay, my bad.
Hey, Jared, we are happy to have you here. So earlier in the show.
But wait a second. I just found out I'm not American because I don't like that song. I think that song is dreadful. It makes me sad, Alan.
Oh, yeah. What's with this? You're just not a happy American.
Okay, yes, an unhappy American.
Anyway, Stu cut me off. But earlier in the show, we had on the former most interesting man in the world from Dos Equis. And I have been yelling for the entire show that we don't need him because we have you, and you're far more interesting. So there's a lot of pressure on you to live up to the hype.
Oh, goodness.
For this
that guy
interview.
had a whole commercial campaign based around how interesting he was.
Yeah, but he's a fraud. He's a studio gangster. We discovered that. He's not very interesting in real life. He's just pretending to be.
Dominic, he rescued a stranded climber on Mount Whitney, the real Jonathan Goldsmith.
I didn't say that he hadn't done interesting things, but you cannot convince me that interview was interesting. I asked him straight up. Tell me something that you've done that's interesting. And his next words were, well, this isn't that interesting, and then proceeded to tell me a story that was not interesting.
It was about to get interesting, and then he ruined the show.
Who won't do that?
Jared, made it interesting. You see how he did that?
Yes.
It was so uninteresting that he made it interesting.
Exactly. Jared Allen is with us. He is with us on behalf of Courtyard, the official hotel of the NFL. We'll get to that in just a minute and what he's doing with them in just a couple of minutes here. So what is the most interesting thing about Jared Allen?
Oh, these days, goodness, probably that I'm doing my best to be skinny fat. You know, everybody asks me you looks like you lost weight, been working out hard, and I always tell them nah. The key is if you lose the muscle, you lose more weight than if you lose the fat. Because muscle weighs more than fat. So I was just working on my dad bod and hanging out.
In Iowa State, that's where you went to school, right, Jared?
Idaho State.
I can't read. Idaho State. So you are well known for your fights at Idaho State. Do you remember? Is there any memorable fights?
Oh, goodness. Well, they're all memorable because I don't think they ended well for me personally because I always got in trouble for them. We had I actually tell a story the other day. This one was pretty awesome. So we were at a party at one of our football players' houses, and it was it's Idaho, it's Pocatello, Idaho. So if you're not familiar with Pocatello, it's very rural, right? So we're out by the train tracks, and where the house party was at, and kind of, rumor gets started. Some people are going to show up. I'm like, man, things might get weird. And so my buddy, who had gotten sucker punched by one of our other players about a month earlier, in the locker room, was like, hey, if a fight breaks out tonight, I'm totally going over. I'm just going to blindside, so-and-so. I'm like, yeah, you're not going to do it. They're tight end. He was always running his mouth. Right? He was my good friends, but he could, try to put it this way. I think my 2-year-old daughter has a better chance of throwing a punch successfully than him, right? So sure enough, and it's dead of winter, it's about 3 feet of snow on the ground. Sure enough, later in the night, scuffle breaks out. Everybody's kind of into it. I look over and I see my buddy sprinting as fast as he can through the snow. But you know how, like, most people, I don't know, and I don't assume everybody's familiar with how to throw a punch, but most people might run up, square up with somebody, they might have words, and throw a punch from a somewhat athletic position. So this gentleman, he ran literally probably 20 yards with his arm completely cocked back, straight as an arrow, with his fist clenched, pumping his 90-degree pump in his left arm, trying to get through the snow. Swung so hard, right? And missed this gentleman by at least 3 feet and fell face first into the snow, and then got back up like nothing happened. And nobody, the only people that knew what happened was everybody that was watching him run through the snow like an idiot. And he comes back over, he's like, I'm like, what did you do? He's like, I don't know, dude. I saw him, he wasn't looking, and I ran, and I don't know. He just completely whipped, airmailed it. And so the cool part about that was so embarrassing for him that everybody was kind of laughing and kind of broke up the rest of the scuffle.
How delicious is poisonous blowfish?
Oh, I know. I never got to try it. That was my whole, I wanted to try blowfish, but I haven't been to Japan. I feel like that's the only safest place to try it,
But you would, though. You'd eat poisonous blowfish just to see how delicious it was?
I would. So my stepdad used to do a lot of work in Japan, business in Japan, and so he's been over a lot of times. He said that you got to go to the right space. I got a lot of friends from Hawaii that go to Japan, and you got to make sure you're at the right spot because they just trim just enough on that your lips tingle a little bit. And supposedly, I might be wrong, but this is the rumor I heard that it's one of those, like, if you drop in one of those restaurants, if you drop your chopsticks, it's kind of like things aren't going good for you. So I always think it would be funny to get some of the blowfish and then just drop a whole bunch of chopsticks and freak everybody out.
Jared Allen with us here on ESPN Radio. He is with us on behalf of Courtyard, the official hotel of the NFL. You ran with the Bulls in Pamplona, is that correct?
I did, yes, 2007.
How was that experience?
That was amazing, especially when you don't speak a lick of Spanish, right? And then your buddy who's with you who speaks Spanish really isn't helping you out in any means, and they push you back so there's like a start point, right? And right before a place called Hamburger Corner, which, just for those who don't know anything about that, that's not a good name for a corner to be called Hamburger Corner. It means a lot of people getting beat up there. So they put it back. I'll never forget. We're sitting there. It's like 7 in the morning, and everybody's running. And I'm head and shoulders taller than everybody out there, And even the cops, they're all speaking Spanish and pointing at. Everybody's laughing at me, and all I'm thinking is like, this can't be a good thing. I don't know what they're saying, and they're all laughing at me, and I'm pretty sure something bad is going to happen to me. Luckily, I made it through unscathed, and we had a blast. But I was there. I'm not sure if everybody remembers. You remember when, like, it was the cover of USA Today where the guy had a horn going through his calf and coming out through his knee?
Yep. Yes.
That was happening literally right behind me, and so yeah, that was pretty intense. It's something that I highly recommend people do.
I saw the Father's
getting your horn through your knee somewhere.
I saw the Father's Day video that you did for Courtyard. It was very touching. It made me wonder about you as a father, since you are kind of a bit of an unorthodox person. Are there any part of your fatherhood strategies that are as unorthodox as we know you to be?
I'm actually pretty conservative. I'm pretty conservative. I was I was way more interesting back in my younger days. But no, my thing is I always try to tell people that, I don't think there's a right way, there's a wrong way to father. Everybody's going to have their own different techniques. But, my style is I try to take everything good from my childhood. Me and my dad are really close, so I try to take everything good that I learned throughout my childhood and then try and change the things that I disagreed with, and then being a father of 2 girls is a little different. But for me, they're literally are my best friends. Man, my family is everything to me. My girls, I got one of my daughters hanging out with me right now. But they're daddy's girls, and we go everywhere together. We fish, and so for me, I think too, is being a father of girls and obviously love the outdoors and do stuff like that. We try to expose them to everything from water sports, snow sports to soccer and ballet, dance, and I will get in a tutu and I will get down.
Respect.
I will say this: I mean, my daughter had her first father-daughter dance a couple months ago, and pure domination. I'm just telling you, we never left the dance floor. Pure dripping sweat. The kids, the dads, and the other kids weren't ready for that. It got real.
How old are they? Jared?
It's a winner.
I was 5 and 2-year-old, For me, I think that was so cool about being able to do this Courtyard Marriott shoot is I truly do. I think being a father is one of like the greatest things ever, and obviously I had so much respect for parenting and fathering back in the day that I always said I wasn't going to get married and have kids until I was ready to settle down and focus 100% on it, and but it's just so many, there's so many statistics just about the different life a kid can have by having a father in it, right? And so for me, it's always been something that I've loved the fact that I have a close relationship with my dad, and now being a dad, I really take great pride in being there for my kids and showing them love and teaching them things along the way. And so when I had an opportunity to make this video, a surprise this guy who, obviously was kind of foreshadowing, he had two girls in sport, kind of stuff like that. So it was interesting to see the relationship that he had and get to talk to him and really understand how close that family was, and for them to genuinely want to surprise their dad because they appreciate him so much. It was just a cool part to be a part of. Like I said, he was so excited by so many things too that he missed like lead-ins. He missed some of the surprises we had because he was so fascinated with what was going on, and then he got 4 Super Bowl tickets at the end of it, and that blew his mind. So it was a fun day.
Where can people see the videos, Jared?
Yeah, you go to, the Courtyard YouTube page and share the videos with everybody, especially on Father's Day. I just think it's such a good, time to just, to share what fathers are doing and encourage, those who are just encourage fathers to continue to do it right and celebrate those who are doing it right.
All right, let me tell you something, though, because I have twin 13-year-old daughters, okay? And so that was
I need to be talking to you now.
Yeah, yes, you do. You should never stop talking to me. I will guide you all the way through this because that was a very touching story you told about you and your daughter on the dance floor, and I am telling you, when they get to 13, that will no longer happen, and all you'll be living for, I am telling you this right now, Jared, all you'll be living for at that stage of your life and at that stage of your fatherhood is to embarrass your children at all costs. That's it. That's all you want to do.
Absolutely. That's where I'm going to learn even just the worst dance moves possible, and I'm just going to get it.
Yes, exactly. I'm telling you, that's what I live for. That's all I live for with my kids right now. I just want to embarrass them at any chance. Any opportunity I can, I want to embarrass them.
Yeah, I got a niece and nephew that go to school down the road from me, and I swear one of these days I'm going to pick them up in my pink caddy and like a Speedo just out front, like, hey, Kyle, where you at?
Pink caddy.
Yes, yeah, pink caddy. He's more interesting. You're right, Dominic. You win.
He's the most interesting.
All right, Jared, we appreciate the time again. He's with us on behalf of the Courtyard, the official hotel of the NFL. This was a lot of fun, man. We appreciate it, and happy Father's Day to you, man.
Oh, happy Father's Day to you guys, too, and I appreciate it. It's always good talking with you guys.
All right, wait till the boys start knocking on their doors. Bye.
Hey, these stats are not going to read themselves.
All right, Advance Auto Parts. Are you the kind of person who'd rather be in your garage under the hood? Then Advance Auto Parts has just what you're looking for. They can help you get the quality parts you want quickly to help your car running smoothly. Whether you want to change your rotors, install a new air filter, or replace your brake pads, they have the quality parts you want at an affordable price. Their knowledgeable team members believe nothing should stop you from getting your project done, and they are committed to helping you get there. There's an Advance Auto Parts store near you. Find the quality parts you want at your local Advance Auto Parts store today. Advance Auto Parts. Let's get you back on the road. Oh, my God, there's a mystery guest. Oh, my God. Mike Ryan's up in Bristol. He is dragging people out of the hallway into the studio with him. He has a new mystery guest, a celebrity, an ESPN personality who is sitting in a chair right now. I will ask the first question. First off, I need to hear your voice. Hello, mystery guest.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Oh, no. Oh, no. What sport do you cover?
I cover a little bit of everything, yeah?
Dominique, I'm going to guess Liam.
Not Liam. I love that chap, though.
Okay. Dominique, go ahead.
Oh, masking the voice. Not fair.
Dominique Foxworth. Love him, yeah? Hungry like a fox, yeah? Sly.
I think I know who it is. What's your favorite sport?
Rugby.
You have to be honest. Have to honestly answer the questions.
No, I think I have it because I know this person so well. Adnan.
Oh, yes!
Yes!
Stugotz from way downtown!
Yes!
That's what I'm talking about!
Save the show!
I can't do no phony accent, Stugotz, no!
Dan Le Batard.
Thank you, Google.
Stugotz.
Thank you, Google.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
I'm not even certain what we've done today. I know the first 2.5 hours, local hour, great. First hour and a half, great. Goldsmith was about to get great, about to get real. And since about 11:30, I have no idea what we've done. I have no idea. We've had an interesting discussion, I think, about your article for The Undefeated, about the New York Jets and Todd Bowles and that situation, but I don't know. The show is moving way too quickly. Everyone in there is exhausted. Mike's up in Bristol. Dan's not here. It's complete chaos. It's chaos. How do you feel?
I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, it gets a little messy sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
Sometimes you try some tricks, some maneuvers that people aren't ready for, and they're like, "Oh, I don't like that there." Yeah. And then you move on. So maybe that I wasn't a fan of the Goldsmith interview before it even happened. So I entered that in a bad frame of mind. So I'll take a little bit of responsibility.
Fact, Chris?
We should probably say who that is. Just Goldsmith.
He's the original most interesting man
Jonathan
in the world from the Dos Equis commercials.
And he's not that interesting.
Oh, he's pretty interesting. I was looking forward to talking to him. It's fine. I'm past it. We've moved past it. I'm in a better place. Adnan saved the show.
It's a hero.
Adnan and Kevin Agandi saved the show. Mike is up in Bristol. He's just literally pulling people out of the hallway, and he is sitting him in a chair, and then Dominique and I are asking a series of questions to guess who the mystery guest is.
They didn't save the show. You saved the show.
Thank you.
Because they were doing their best to obscure their voice so that you wouldn't be able to guess them, and you guessed them and given bad answers. Adnan's talking about his favorite sport is rugby?
Yeah.
Maybe that's true, but I don't think it's true.
No, it's not.
Trying to throw you off, but you on the scent.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You always got my back, man. All right, you really do. I love
That's
you,
what
man.
friends are for.
I feel so comfortable when I'm with you. I really do. Standing next to you, sitting next to you, doesn't matter. I just feel comfortable when I'm with you. I do. Is that weird? Roy, we have Mike Tyson on the show tomorrow. I want Dominique to hear these two stories. So Mike Tyson's on. Dan's back tomorrow. Mike Tyson going to join the show tomorrow. And you never know what you're going to get with Mike Tyson. We have gotten the good Mike Tyson. We have gotten the uneven, tired, cranky Mike Tyson. I'm going to play both for you, and I'm not sure which Mike Tyson is actually better for this radio show. Okay? I am not certain. Because the first time we wanted Mike Tyson, Dan loves boxing. In fact, I think Dan has said a number of times that boxing is his favorite sport to cover. And he loves UFC. Dan likes the fight game, okay? Likes to cover it, okay? He's interested in it. And so he wanted Mike Tyson for the longest time. And I finally got him on. So the first time we had him on, we got the good Mike Tyson. Let's play the good Mike Tyson first.
Normally, me and Robin was going through our divorce. Even though we were going through our divorce, we would have sex every day and stuff, and every night after we had our deposition, after I said, "You're a cheating pig," and she might have said, "You're a husband that beats his wife," and do all that stuff. We're talking horrible about one another, but every night we're sleeping with each other, right? So I said, before I go to my lawyer and tell him how much these people robbed me and they're horrible, I'm going to go by and I'm going to have sex with my ex-wife. So as I go by, I ring the doorbell, nobody's there, and as I get ready to leave, I see somebody driving up, and it's dumb.
Mike, I mean, I can't. He had to his pants. He had to his pants.
Who the heck Brad Pitt think he is people's wives? He's wives.
You tell him, champ. That's right. So that is the first time Mike Tyson was on with us, telling a classic Brad Pitt story. So you have that. That's your option, because we're going to have him on tomorrow. And again, we never know what we're going to get when Mike Tyson comes on the show. That was good Mike Tyson. Here's bad Mike Tyson.
Mike, how'd you feel that went? How'd you feel like that went? Was that okay for you?
No, what do you think about it? What do you think? Since you think you're being smart a little bit about it, what do you think I went?
No, not being smart. I would not do that to Mike Tyson. I'm not being smart. It's just our experiences with you have been up and down. I am not being smart. No, sir. I say it in the most respectful way possible.
Well, you're the interviewer, so you tell me how it went, buddy.
Uneven, I would say. Sometimes the questions were okay. Sometimes the answers were short and didn't seem like you wanted the questions.
I'm sorry. I just got out of bed this second, and I'm sorry I can't give you the interview that you anticipated. Probably in the next interview I will be able to do that, buddy.
Okay. Right. I'm sorry if I've upset you, Mike. Thank you for being on with us.
No, you didn't upset me, because if you upset me, you would have known about it.
Okay. Well,
I felt like you know
regardless,
about it, yeah.
Mike, your aura is such.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
That last voice you hear in there is the voice of Bomani Jones, who was a guest co-host on the show, and he was terrified by the entire thing. Could not believe that Dan just wouldn't let it go. Bomani saved us. He saved Dan. He saved Dan. Which Mike Tyson do you prefer for this radio show, Dominique?
I mean, I think Bad Mike's definitely better. And Buddy? Oh.
Don Le Batard.
Yo, chicken time.
Stugotz.
Smarter guy.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
We have such an interesting... Oh, boy. All right, that sound means that we have a mystery guest in the studio. I was going to say we have such an interesting audience, and I guess we've trained them to be this way. They love today's proceedings. Like, they love the chaos, the mess, you and I drowning. Dan and I have taught them to love that, to bask in it. If you're new to the proceedings and think this has been completely chaotic and bad since 11:30, I don't care. This is our show. Sorry. And Jonathan Goldsmith, that's on you, man. Original, most interesting man in the world, who I'd take on the show anytime. Bill, if you can get him, I'd take him any minute, okay? Anytime.
Not when I'm here.
In fact, I want him for the Sunday show. Weekend Observations with Mike Cola Jr., 7 to 9. I would like to get him for the Sunday show. But that sound means we have a mystery guest in the studio. Mike is up in Bristol. He's just been pulling people out of the hallways, bringing them into the studio. I'm 2 for 2 so far. I guessed Kevin Nagandi, and I guessed Adnan Burke. You've done nothing. You're great, and I love you, and you know that. And
it's fine. I mean, you're good at this. I give you credit.
I am good at this.
I'll beat you at everything else in life imaginable.
I know you will.
Okay.
I am well aware of that, except lying. I got you on that front.
I don't know. I feel like if I put my mind to it, I could outlie you. I mean, I've been telling you that you're tremendous since I met you.
That's a great point. Such a good point, and I've been falling for it. You're right. You're right. It was a good dig right there. All right, mystery guest. I need to hear your voice first, mystery guest.
What's this show called? Loser Cruises? You guys, what do you guys got? Like, I
already know who it is.
Marlins talk.
I already know who it is.
Hambone and the Bulldog.
I already got it.
Local radio.
You want me to do it, or you want to do it?
Rosillo?
No, it's definitely Rosillo.
Hi guys.
Hey,
what up? NBA expert.
I mean, you got at least
right.
At least, yes, the NBA expert.
Can you give us some hot NBA takes? Teach Stu about the NBA because he knows nothing.
No, I don't know anything. I've learned. I've been knocked down a peg. There was a Reddit thread going around my insider rankings. I'm behind Stu now and Izzy.
Oh my God, you're behind.
Dude, you guys getting Antoine Walk on?
Listen, you got to throw the accent off. Like, you got to throw me off your scent when you're a mystery guest, man.
I didn't know what to do.
I knew it right away. Yeah.
Adnan came in doing the rugby thing, and I was like, so we're doing accents or we're not doing accents? So that's like the only one I'm really good at because I'm kind of from there. So
hey, anyway. so while we have you,
yes,
the 30 for 30 last night, because I thought it was excellent. Dominique and I have spent a lot of time talking about it. You're from Boston. What was your takeaway? Because the first 2 hours, I think a lot of people, the people that are criticizing it, Ryan, are criticizing the fact that the first 2 hours were a little bit slow, but it was really setting up the rivalry and how these two teams, everyone wanted the 80s. I was more interested in what happened prior to 1980. I found that part to be fascinating. What was your takeaway from the entire thing?
I love any time I get to see Bill Russell be Bill Russell. It's the best. He's probably my all-time favorite interview. I interviewed him when I was really young in this business, when I was still working in just an awful station in Boston. And I remember I introduced him as Hall of Famer Bill Russell, and Bill Russell stopped the interview. Like, here I am. I've got this angst. I'm interviewing Bill Russell. He stops the interview, and he goes, just so I can correct you on that. And I'm like, oh, man, I've already screwed up, and we haven't even gotten into this thing yet. He goes, I would prefer if you introduced me as Bill Russell, captain of the Boston Celtics, because that meant more to me. And then you watch all of this stuff and you go, this is such a leader of men. The things he did, the things he said, to know, and it's not arrogance when you go, I don't lose these games. So when they were the 4th seed and they play again, and Jerry West and his crew, they know they're all better. And they go, we're finally going to get these guys. We're finally going to beat them. And then they get it to a Game 7. They ask Russ, like, what do you think is going to happen? He's like, what do you think? What do you mean, what do I think is going to happen? Like, I'm Bill Russell. Like, this is what we do. So just to be reminded all of that stuff. And I think, especially for younger NBA fans, like, if you don't understand what Jerry West went through, like, you think LeBron is up against it with some of these good teams in the NBA Finals. For Jerry West to go through that consistent failure against the same team year after year and what it did to him as a person, I mean, I hate it because it's such a sad part of that story, but I think it's just a great reminder of what that team and what that Lakers team had to deal with in the 60s.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing to see him sit on camera and hear what he had to say. He was 0-6 against the Lakers, and he said it was the worst, most depressing time of his life, essentially. So, Dominic, you saw that part, right? It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. No, I think I'm one of those young NBA fans, and I just think in general, when people talk about they wax nostalgic about the older eras, I'm normally one who's like, well, I mean, things aren't that different. But watching that last night really gave me a sense, and Bill Russell at the center of it. How different is Bill Russell as a human being than the stars? Because we revere our stars now if they take a minor social stance. But Bill was a player coach, won 11 championships, had 40 rebounds in the game, and at the same time would speak as eloquently as any civil rights leader about the issues that Boston was facing in the entire country.
And I also have always loved, and there was a book about it later on, about Red and Bill, and that basically Red Auerbach's like, you're the guy that has to coach this team, and that two people from completely different walks of life were just so on the same page when it came to what they were trying to do with that team and that run. And look, I know the league was different. There were less teams, and that kind of run you're never, ever going to see again. But that's the part that I like the most, because I know I am guilty as a kid that grew up in the 80s, just assuming we were going to get that every single year, I don't want to say not respecting, but it's just a good reminder of what that era of basketball was, because those two teams going back and forth and having a guy like Russell be that much of a lock in those kinds of games is just always worth reminding yourself of if you love the NBA today. Look at some of those numbers that he put up. And granted, the game's a little different, more possessions, all that stuff, but just stupid numbers.
All right, Russillo, we appreciate it. Get out of here. Who's doing the show with you today? Is it Adnan?
I hope not. Is that why he's here?
That was I hope not.
Yes, I love Adnan.
Okay, check out Russillo coming up at 1 o'clock Eastern here on ESPN Radio. We appreciate it, man. All right, so Dominique's topics. We haven't got to. Oh, my God. There's another mystery guest. Dominique's topics. It's sitting here since 10 o'clock. We haven't gotten to one of them. Jonathan Goldsmith, the original most interesting man in the world, has thrown this show off. It has been chaotic, and it's been fun. But I have a headache, and I'm tired. All right, mystery guest, I need to hear your voice. We need to hear your voice.
Stugotz. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. All right. I will ask the first question. Roy, do you already know who it is?
I do.
Stop. All right, no hints here, Roy. No hints. Unless I ask for them, then you just tell me what the person's name is. All right, so mystery guest, what sport do you cover?
All sports.
Randy Scott.
Oh, my God. Randy Scott.
The Menace. Dominique,
yes!
What's up?
Move! My man.
Wow. No.
Get
Randy.
Move!
You piped out, Randy. Mike Ryan. I've been on Twitter 8 years. Happy anniversary, Mike.
Move!
Nice
Go
job.
away, Randy.
Dennis the Menace.
Love you, Roy. Love you, Randy.
Get out of here, Scott.
Don Batard.
Is this a middle school show or a big boy show?
Stugotz.
It's kind of a middle school show.
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
We're proud to share that Mike and Mike have been nominated for the National Radio Hall of Fame. And this vote will be determined by fans. Vote by text or online at radiovote.com. Text 49400 and send the message 70 for Mike and Mike. Again, text 49400 and send the message 70 to vote for Mike and Mike. Or go to www.radiovote.com and cast your vote there. One vote is permitted by cell and email address. Voting closes June 19th. Sad to see that show end.
Yep, both of those guys very deserving. It is sad.
It is very sad.
I thought when we were doing radio locally for a very long time, and I would always come in talking about Mike and Mike, and Dan would make fun of me because Dan doesn't listen to any sports radio, not just their show. He just doesn't listen to sports radio. He does this show, and he's gone, and he comes back, and he does the next day's show. That's what he does. He does not listen to sports radio. So he used to make fun of me for how much I listen to them.
Yeah.
And I listen to them because they're excellent. And
it's been a sports staple for a lot of Americans for a long time.
No doubt. They're America's morning sports radio show. And it is sad. It is very sad to hear that they are going in opposite directions.
Yep. So it's all over a fight over whose name got to go first. Mike's so petty.
Can't believe Mike won out.
Yeah.
Mike must be upset. Anyway, let's update the polls here.
Oh, man, I'm going to get fired.
Just don't get me fired, man.
I won't, buddy.
I didn't make millions of dollars in the NFL, okay?
You also spend above your means.
Oh, way above my means.
You've probably made a few million. It's not fair that, like, my contract and stuff is, like, public record. Like, everyone, if you're going to put NFL players and professional athletes' salary out there, I want to know how much everybody makes. Put it out there so I can judge you. Say that you're getting overpaid for whatever your job is. Yeah, you.
Let's update the polls real quick because I want to get to at least one of your topics today, okay? At least.
All right.
I mean, you provided us with a list of topics. We love having you here. I love our listeners that they love today's show. I love you guys for loving our show. Dan will be back tomorrow. The Twitter poll is brought to you by Dell. Need help finding the right Dell PCs with Intel Core processors for your business? Call 877-BY-DELL to talk to a Dell small business tech advisor today. Did you realize that at one point in his life, Pat Riley was Stugotz? He was. We learned that during the 30 for 30. 73% of the audience said no. Is Stugotz better looking with age? 65% of the audience said no. 65% is wrong. Who was more interesting? The most interesting man in the world or Jared Allen? Jared Allen got 56% of the votes. Boom. If you had the secret to making millions, would you sell it to someone else for $29.99? 82% of the audience said no. Stugotz, idiot or idiot savant? Idiot savant, 60% of the audience.
Nailed it.
Should Stugotz's mom be allowed to write books about how to raise children?
I forgot about that.
69% of the audience said no. If I'm your offspring, you can't do it. All right, let's go to Dominique's topics here. There's a list of topics. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Mike Ryan's up in Bristol. We have instructed him all morning long here. If he sees someone out in the hallway that would be of interest to us, a celebrity, to bring him into the studio, and we will play a game called Mystery Guest. I am leading 2-1 right now. I got Nagandi. I got Adnan Burke. We both got Rosillo. That's a tie. And then you got Randy Scott very quickly without asking a question, which is a world record. Congratulations to you. All right, Mystery Guest, I need to hear your voice.
Hi, Stu.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, let me I get first question?
You got it.
Okay. What sport do you cover, Mystery Guest?
I cover all sports here.
I hate when they keep doing this. All right, Dominique, you're wait, I have to guess. Okay, I have to guess. Cover all sports. So that would mean Sports Center anchor, I think. Let's do this one together. You want to do it together?
Sure, let's do it together.
Right, Sports Center anchor covers all sports. I'm going to go with, I have a guess.
Go for it.
Lindsay Zarniak.
Negative. You and I have worked together, or so you think.
All right, Dominique, that should make it easy for you. I mean, you referenced this earlier in the show.
I did. And which means that I would like to lob it up to you. That's the only right thing to do. Since this is...
Stu, you told me if I ever needed advice to go for you and to reach out.
But you haven't.
Introduced me to Dan. You introduced me to Mike.
Okay.
This is your chance.
I now know who it is. But by the way, you haven't reached out to me for advice, so you learn very quickly that I am not the person to go to for any sort of good, positive advice. So congratulations to you. Tony Collins.
It's actually Cassidy.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Get out of here, Cassidy.
I'm so messing with you. It's Tony. You got it.
Tony, you get out of here. Cassidy, get out of here.
You still can't tell him.
Double God.
Support.
Get him again. I'm just joking.
It's actually Cassidy. Or Tony.
I have a headache. Cassidy out of here. Tony out of here. Nagandi, everyone, Rosillo. Get out of here. Who was it?
It was Linda Cohn.
Oh, it was Linda Cohn.
And now, insurance-minded speeches from Geico.
Hardship. My grandmother would go through it every month to pay her insurance bill. First, she would handwrite a paper check, in cursive. Then, using her own tongue, she would wet a stamp for an envelope. Today, however, we need not weary our hands and tongues. Today, we can pay our Geico bill with the Geico app. Away with hardship. In with bill pay on the Geico app. Thank you.